Hi there. Recently, there's been a hype about ChatGPT on internet. There are many tutorials on YouTube you can find that people are using ChatGPT for programming tasks. Okay. In this video, we will discuss all about ChatGPT and its capability to do programming tasks, specifically how it will be able to solve MATLAB uh, code challenges. Okay, we will throw some basic challenges to ChatGPT and we will see whether this AI tool has been able to replicate a programmer with that has proficiencies in MATLAB programming. And we'll see, we'll run that code in MATLAB. Okay. For those of you who don't know about me, I'm Ahsan. I'm the owner of this channel, and I have been working since 2019 on various programming languages like MATLAB, Python, R, SQL, and Excel sheets. And I have opportunity to work on amazing machine learning projects. If you have the chance, I suggest you to go and look at my channel and the videos I have published, like machine learning using MATLAB, machine modeling using MATLAB, numerical analysis on MATLAB, project scheduling on MATLAB, and deep learning tutorials. This is highly informative. If you are looking for deep learning tutorials on MATLAB, I suggest you to go for and look for that tutorial. Okay, so first let's learn about what ChatGPT is and what does it does. Okay, so if you look at its site, say ChatGPT is an open AI most advanced system producing safe and more useful responses. Okay, so from this description they are trying to say that it's a chatbot. Like chatbot is a thing where you ask a question to a chatbot and chatbot will generate a response as if it was a human. Okay, we have on their website we have some examples like here. ChatGPT 4 can solve difficult problems with great accuracy thanks to its broader general knowledge and problem solving abilities. Okay, and then we have some examples like here, explain the plot of Cinderella and etc. But we are more focused on programming tasks. Okay, if we look at Wikipedia, it says ChatGPT is an artificial intelligence chatbot developed by OpenAI. Okay, it's an artificial intelligence model used to predict the text. Okay, in very generic form, and launched in November 2022. It's built on top of OpenAI ChatGPT 3.5 and ChatGPT 4 families large language models. Okay, so it's a large language model. That means that it has incorporated a large amount of data to train its data. Okay, and has been fine-tuned. Okay, using both supervised and reinforcement learning techniques. Okay, so these both are machine learning techniques, and if you don't know about it, don't worry. And if you want a tutorial about me explaining about these type of techniques, let me know in the comments. Okay, so without further ado, let's go into ChatGPT environment and start chatting with the chatbot. Okay, for those of you who don't know how to sign up for ChatGPT, I have a detailed tutorial. Go check out that tutorial. It's highly resourceful. I recommend it for using that tutorial in order to sign up and start using ChatGPT. Okay, so in this video, we will discuss about some basic operation that we want ChatGPT to generate for MATLAB code. We want plotting. We will start with plotting. Ask ChatGPT to generate some specific function. Then we will ask ChatGPT to generate a for loop for a specific function. And we will perform matrix manipulation or matrix operation. And then finally, we will ask ChatGPT to solve a system of equation, which is dependent on 3 variables and 3 equations. Okay, and if you don't know how to use MATLAB and don't know how to use its environment, don't worry, I will soon release a set of tutorials about MATLAB. I will start from the basics to more advanced and core topics, and I will help you through the journey. Okay, so stick with me, subscribe to this channel, and I will post some useful resourceful content there. So just subscribe and I will publish videos on weekly basis. So without further ado, let's dive into ChatGPT environment. We will start by using we'll first discuss with plotting. Okay, we will ask ChatGPT to generate plot, a very generic plot between x and y. We can take x is a random variable whose values vary from some range, and y is a random variable whose values also value varies with some range. Okay, first, okay, hey ChatGPT, write me a MATLAB code to plot a graph between x and y. Okay, that's our first prompt. Okay, so don't be overwhelmed by it. Okay, if you have a complex task or programming task, just break down it into simpler versions, break down into short sentences, and then move further and keep on adding the details till you're satisfied. Okay, this is my requirement and I'm good to go with ChatGPT. So the first step we did, like, ChatGPT write me a MATLAB code to plot a graph between an x and y. Then we'll further add the necessary information about x and y. X values range from randomly distributed. Okay. 3 to 10. Okay, that's good. Y value ranges from randomly distributed, let's say 20 to 50. Each x and y variable are of total 50 values. Okay, so let me break down this prompt for you. So first I ask ChatGPT to write me a MATLAB code to plot a graph between x and y. Then I tell ChatGPT what are the values of x and y, and I tell them it to generate randomly distributed values. Okay, not like sequential value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They are randomly distributed between 3 and 10. They might be repeated values. And the same thing for y. Then I tell ChatGPT each x and y variable are of total 50 values. So like x will be a range from 1 to 50 values, and these 50 values will be composed of randomly distributed numbers that are in the range of 3 to 10. So let's enter. Okay, that's good. So we are in MATLAB environment. This is the first thing I always do. Like, I will write this command clc clear and close all. Okay. Okay, still. Then I will paste the MATLAB code here. Let's run it and see if it's okay. So it has plotted a scatter plot. Okay, so it did its job. Okay, like if you look at the code here, first it defined x and y values from there are a total of 50 values here, and they fall within the range of 3 to 10 random values, and the same goes for y, that is 20 to 50. So like if you copy the prompt here, this was the prompt, and we will paste it somewhere here. Okay, and go. So we asked ChatGPT to generate values. Okay, so you look at, he exactly did what we asked for. We asked ChatGPT to we want x and y values with a certain specification. He exactly gave us that. Okay, he also plotted the values of x and y with O. Okay, and after that, it used a plot command to generate a plot between x and y, and it also labels them and titles them. Okay, randomly distributed. Even it give a title to the plot. We haven't asked for the title, but this model ChatGPT is able to understand, okay, we are looking for a plot between randomly distributed values, so it's also give us a randomly distributed title. So definitely that's a go for ChatGPT. 1 point for ChatGPT for sure. Okay, now let's throw some little bit complex challenge of for plotting a graph on MATLAB and see whether ChatGPT is able to generate a code for it or not. Okay, so head over to ChatGPT environment and we will enter the prompt. Okay, write me a MATLAB code. Okay, uh, that will generate a code. Okay, to plot a graph between x and y. This is the generic command we use in the previous prompt too. Okay, now what I want, like I want x some values that are ranges from like 0 degree to 180 degree. Okay, so in order to do that, what will ask ChatGPT, like, okay, I want values of x ranging from 0 to 2 pi. Okay, so 2 pi means the 180 degree. Value for y ranging from okay, so here's the thing. Okay, values of y would be a function of x. Okay, so y is equal to sine x. Okay, that's the okay. So let me break down this for you. First, we ask ChatGPT, okay, write me a code for in order to generate a plot between x and y. Then I tell ChatGPT, okay, I want the values of x range from 0 to 2 pi, that is 0 to 180 degree, and y I want values of y as a function of x. Okay, so we will just enter it and see how does it perform the code. Okay, it uses linspace. Okay, and uses 100 points. That's good. Nice. Okay, first let's run this code on MATLAB. Okay, I will just override this thing. And first of all, let's run this code. Okay, that's nice. Okay, here's the thing. Okay, ChatGPT is able to generate the code we asked it. Okay, like the values ranges from 0 to 180 degree, and it uses, and it also plots the y is equal to sine x. Okay, and if we look at this plot, okay, you see this plot, like there's a values of x and then there is all values of y is equal to sine x. Okay, so it also labeled the x and y axis by itself. We haven't asked it, but it understand, okay, we are trying to generate a plot between sine plot between x and y, so it also labels those axes. That is quite amazing. So if we break down this code here, okay, it uses linspace 0 to 2 pi into 1000. Okay, so linspace is basically a command that is used to generate numbers between the two maximum and minimum. Okay, so this is the thing, like it's the starting point, this is the ending point, and these are the number of points that we want to generate within those points. Okay, so linspace does that. Then y is equal to sine of x as defined as function. Then we have plot x labels the x-axis, y labels the y-axis. Then it also gives us the title of the graph. So that's amazing. I mean, just with a single prompt here, a few word prompt, we are able to generate this MATLAB code. That is quite amazing. Okay, I have more complex programming tasks for MATLAB. Let's see if it does it or not. Okay, this is the last one. Then we will move forward to function generation. Okay, we will ask okay, so let's ask ChatGPT, write me a MATLAB code good that generates a flow between x and y. Values of x ranges from 0. So for this time, instead of like telling ChatGPT to generate values from 0 to 2 pi, I will just use more simple terms like 0 to 180 degree. Okay. 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 There is one more thing, like we want two plots on the same image. Okay, so we will say, okay, between n y 1 comma y 2. Okay. So write me a MATLAB code that generates a plot between x and y1 and y2. The values of x ranges from 0 to 180 degrees. So, and y is defined as, sorry, y1. Y1 is equal to sine x. Okay. Y2 is defined as y2 is equal to 4x. Okay. So let me again break down this prompt for you. Okay, I'm asking ChatGPT to write a MATLAB code that will generate a plot between x and this time two variables y1 and y2 on the same image. Okay, the values of x ranges from 0 to 180 degree, and y1, then I will further okay, first I define the x ranges, then I define the y1 and y2. I've first defined y1 is the function of x, that is sine x, and y2 is defined as a function of x, that is cos x. So okay, so let's enter the prompt. Okay, linspace again 180 degree, this time it uses 180 degree. So okay, first let's see how does it perform. Okay, then I will break down the code for you. Okay, just copy pasting it. We are beginning to see that is quite a little bit lengthy. I mean, for beginners, there is some amazing thing it did. First, let's run this plot and see how does it go. Okay, so I'm running this code. Nice, very good. Okay, so it generated the plot. So we have our x-axis here and we have y-axis. Okay, we have our labels. Okay, y values, and we have our x degrees. Okay, so it's in degrees value from 0 to 180 degree, and we have our two lines plot, like y1 plot is blue and y2 plot is red. Y1, if you remember, is for sine x and y2 is for cos x, and we also have a title. So let's go to this code and see, break it down. Okay, first it uses linspace. Okay, and generated a value between 0 to 180 degree. There are 1,000 values. Okay, between 0 to 180 degree. Then it defined what those y1 and y2 functions. Okay, let me just do it. So okay, you see they defined sine and cos. Okay, and it uses a function before, like putting the value in sine and cos x, that is degree to radian. Okay, so this sine and cos x needs radian values, so it first converted the degree values into radian values. Okay, now things are getting a little bit complex, but MATLAB ChatGPT is able to solve it. Okay, now it's given us like a figure command. It's quite generic, we use it more time. If we have multiple plots, then we use figure 1, figure 2 and figure 3. So first of all, the plot 1, x y1. Okay, and b minus represent like blue color, and line width represent like, okay, we want a more thick line. Okay, so you get the idea. Okay, so x and y1, and then we have blue line, and it also defined the width of the line, that is 2. That's why you see this line quite a bit thick line. Okay, and then we have the same plot for y2, x and y2, plot between x and y2. R represent red line and width line is equal to 2. This command here, like hold on, is used to like okay, we want to plot the same thing on the like another thing on the same plot. Okay, so then it adds labels x and y, then it also add titles, and to be amazing thing, like it also add the legends there. Okay, when we have two lines, so we use legends to in order to distinguish between those two plots. If you look at this, okay, we have legends, so that's a nice thing. The amazing thing to grab from this thing, like just with a single line of just a simple prompt, we are able to generate a code that is quite effective and able to convey the message we want to generate. Okay, so this is a quite useful tool, I must say. So I will definitely insist you guys go and check this video, and also subscribe to my channel. I will be posting some useful content here. Now let's move to functions. We will ask ChatGPT to generate some specific functions for us. Very basic one, that we will give ChatGPT X value and a number, and the function will return us a cube, a square, and under root. Okay, so we'll ask ChatGPT right now, write me a MATLAB code to generate a function named as func square, cube, and under root. Okay, so just a complex name. I mean, I don't know why, like whether we are able to pronounce it or not, but okay, it gets the idea. So it will take value as integer as x. Okay, and returns square, cube, and under root of that number. Okay, so let me break down this prompt for you. I asked ChatGPT to generate a MATLAB code that will write a function, and the purpose of this function is to take an x value and returns its square, its cube, and under root of that function number. Sorry. Okay, nice. Okay, first let me copy this function in MATLAB environment. Then where is, okay, then this function. Yeah. So this is the function here, this thing, and this thing is used to call that function. Okay. So, okay, we define the function at the bottom always, and we call that function here. Okay, we are giving 5 as an input, and it will return a square, cube, and under root value. Let's run this function. And to our surprise, MATLAB has generated the code that effectively does the operation we asked it to do. It generated the square root of 5, that is 25. It's generated the cube of 5, that is 125. Then it further generated the under root of 5, that is 2.236. So you get the idea here. So ChatGPT effectively generated the code that we asked it to do. So if I break it down a quick bit, this is x squared is equal to x power 2, x cube is equal to x power 3, and sqrt is equal to square root and bracket x. Then it also generated some few line of code that will like print the result in our command windows. So that's the reason why you see here these values. Okay, so that's amazing. Like we just asked it to generate, where it is, here's the code. Okay, prompt, sorry. So we just asked it to try to give a prompt in simple word as if you are like asking to a friend, and ChatGPT generated the code for it. So now we have like discussed that MATLAB is able to generate plots. The MATLAB is able to generate some specific functions. Okay, let's discuss about matrix manipulation or operation. Like what I mean by matrix manipulation is like we will ask ChatGPT to write a code that will do some operations of matrix. Okay, we will ask ChatGPT to write a code that will perform matrix manipulation. Okay, so let me give a prompt. Write me a MATLAB code that will perform the operation. Okay. C is equal to B cross A. Okay. Where B is of order 3 cross 3 and its values are from 1 to 9, and A is of order 3 cross 3 3x3 and its values are randomly distributed between, let's say, 10 to 20. So let me break down this prompt for you. So I was asked ChatGPT to generate a MATLAB code that will perform the operation such that C is equal to X cross I. Give me a new matrix that will perform that is obtained after we perform operation on matrix B and A. We will then define the values of B and A. For both B and A, they are of order 3 by 3. I mean, it means they will contain 3 rows and 3 columns. And we'll further define the values of B and A. For B, we define its values from 1 to 9, and for A, we define they are randomly distributed between 10 to 20. So I enter the prompt. Let's see how does it perform. Okay, nice. So I just copy and paste the code here from ChatGPT environment to MATLAB, and let's see how does it go. Okay, we already have an error. Okay, so I just didn't remove this piece of code here, so that's why it generated an error. So we have done our operation. Okay, we have also seen the values of B and A, then C. So as we discussed, like we want values of B ranges from 1 to 9. So we have seen, we are seeing that these are the values that just as we asked for. And then we have the values of matrix A, like 14 to 17. And we asked, if you remember that we asked ChatGPT here, we want the values of B to be randomly distributed between 10 and 20. And it did it generated the matrix as we asked for. Okay, let me break down the code for you. Okay, here B is equal to reshape 1 to 9 and 3 by 3. So it's a bit complex command, but let me break it down for you. So I mean, and don't worry, like if you are not able to understand this command, I have some amazing announcement for you. Soon I will be launching a series of tutorial on MATLAB. I used to teach that course to people that is worth of like $250. So that will be made all free on YouTube. So I encourage you to subscribe my channel and wait for that tutorial. It's highly informative and you will just benefit from it, because in the end I want to help people to be better at their academic careers, at their professional jobs. So I believe it will help you a lot. So I encourage you to subscribe and wait for the tutorials. So okay, first of all, let's look at the inner values here. It's okay, 1 to 9 is actually an array of 1 to 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we have this thing 3 by 3. So what we are telling here, like in this command, like, okay, I have an array that is 1 to 9. Now I want to reshape it in by 2 3 by 3 matrix. Okay, that's what it means. Then we have A is equal to random values, order is 3 by 3, random values are 10 to 20. And here's the operation we asked ChatGPT to perform. C is equal to B cross A. Then it further displayed the values. So you got the idea that ChatGPT is able to perform matrix manipulation. So I mean the important point I'm trying to convey here, that if ChatGPT is able to generate this simple operation, it means that might be capable to generate more complex operations. Okay, uh, we just have to be better at prompting, I believe. I mean, I haven't tried it, but I think this is the case. So after generating those matrix manipulation, so let's jump into the very interesting topic every programmer is crazy about, or some programmers are just so frustrated that they would bite their nails out of it. This is called for loops. I love it. Every programmer loves it, and I mean, some people don't love it because it's kind of a thinking where you have to think a lot about regenerate an algorithm. But there are many books available that are able to help you to cope with these challenges. Okay, so we'll ask ChatGPT to generate MATLAB code for this same matrix C here. Okay, and we will ask ChatGPT to extract values from this C matrix and stored in a single array column. By array, single array column, I mean, if we look at the same example here, so it's a one column matrix. So we'll ask ChatGPT to convert this C here into this form by using for loop. So you get the idea. So let's dive in ChatGPT environment. Okay, write me a MATLAB code that will use for loop to extract value from the C matrix and store it as a single row matrix. Okay, ChatGPT seems quite confident. Okay. So, okay. So we already have the values of B and A and C. We will just copy the end of the code. We will come back to MATLAB environment, and we have here our for loops. And let me see if I'm not missing anything. Yeah, I'm missing this thing. Okay. So we have our C value, and then we have our for loop, and then we have some code lines to print that C. First, let's run it, then I will break down the code for you. Okay. So as we see here, this C is converted into single row matrix. The values, if you look at it, 138 is here, 170 is here, 195 here, then the further values 171 are in the same order. Now that's amazing. Like ChatGPT is able to write a for loop based on our prompt, and that's quite amazing. It doesn't take any time to think about, okay, what kind of values are, what kind of for loop I used. So we just gave it an instruction, okay, I want for loop to perform a specific task, and ChatGPT just does it. That's amazing. Let me break down this code for you. Okay, we have first defined the empty value, the way we will store our transform C value. Okay, we have empty matrix where we will store transformed values. And okay, then we have for loops. Okay, so this is quite basic. Like whenever we are performing a matrix operation, we're using for loop to perform a matrix operation which is of order which has rows and columns. We always do two-stage looping. So I won't discuss it here like what I'll think, but you get the idea here, because I know if I try to keep on discussing about how does it goes, then it will take further 20 minutes. So but I will post a comprehensive tutorial on for loops, so you can soon, and you can benefit from that. Up till now, we have thrown challenges to ChatGPT. We have asked ChatGPT to generate plots and variation of plots. Then we asked ChatGPT to generate function. Then we asked ChatGPT to generate matrix manipulation. And finally, we asked ChatGPT, okay, we want for loops. ChatGPT has done all of it. So 4 marks for ChatGPT. And now it's the last point. Generate mathematical equations and ask ChatGPT to solve those mathematical equations. It is a simple mathematical equation like 3 variables, 3 unknown equations, and we will ask ChatGPT to solve those equations for us. Okay, so let's head to our ChatGPT environment. First of all, I will define the equations. Then I will ask ChatGPT, okay, I want you to write me a MATLAB. Okay, let's go through our in the same way as we did before, right? Okay, write me a MATLAB code that will solve 3 equations for 3 unknown variables. Okay, so let me just do it. So okay, we are done our first part. Then we'll ask ChatGPT. Okay, we will then define our equation. Okay, following are the equations. First equation is like the 2x1 plus 3x2 plus 10x3 is equal to 20. The second equation will be 3x1 plus 4x2 plus 40 x3 is equal to 30. The final equation will be like okay, we want 10 okay x1 and 3x2. Then we will leave x3. It means that the value of variable that is attached to x3 is 0. Okay, so here and we will assign it a value of something less like maybe 4. So we have our prompt like we want to generate a code that will solve 3 equations for 3 unknown variables, and we have these 3 equations. Just hit enter and see how does it go. Okay, nice. Okay, so let me just copy that code and paste it in MATLAB environment. Okay, so actually MATLAB has been able to solve this system of equations where we have 3 variables. We just let me just do it this way so you can understand. And these, so okay, these are the constant for 3 equations, equation 1, equation 2 and equation 3. These are the equality constant for the 3 equations 20, 30 and 40. And then we use a is equal to x is equal to a divided by. It's based on the principle like a x is equal to b. I will generate a detailed tutorial what does it mean and how does it solve it. Okay, but to right now just keep that in mind that this is the solution for this set of equation here. Okay, and then finally, I mean, it's amazing like how ChatGPT like is able to generate code based on our prompt. If you look at all the prompts I've entered, they are quite generic and quite simple, like just like a human being, like you had a thought in mind, okay, I want to perform a specific task, and ChatGPT just generated that code. That's it for right now. I mean, I hope you find this tutorial valuable, and please subscribe to channel, and in future I will be posting videos and detailed tutorials on MATLAB. So I have been like doing work on Python, R, SQL, Excel sheets, and recently I moved my expertise to data analytics in particular and machine learning. So if you are interested in learning about this topic, just subscribe to my channel And if you don't know how to sign up for ChatGPT and how to write a prompt, I will leave a link to my detailed tutorial about how to sign up for ChatGPT, and go check out the video. Is highly responsible. Okay. And lastly, just wait for the tutorials to come. I will publish. I will take MATLAB programming from the basic to the advanced, and I will keep posting those tutorials. I used to charge my clients like around $250 $300 for these kind of lectures, but right now I'm making it all available to you free of cost. So subscribe to channel, subscribe to Program Helper, and wait for some amazing tutorials in the future. Thank you.